His mother, oh my God, I want to read more about this woman. His mother, she's devious. She is devious and she don't want no black woman in her family. She doesn't want it, she doesn't want it, she doesn't want it. And I just need to read about it, okay? Wonderful people, and welcome back to my channel, Book Craze with Giselle. What's up, what's the scene? How are you going? I hope you're doing well. I have not done one of these videos in a while, or I should say I have not posted one of these videos for a while. You know, I really enjoy reading interracial romances or multicultural romances, so today that is what I'm going to share with you. So I have 5 books that I would love to share with you. All of these books are written by Black authors, and they are either white or black and Asian. So I hope you enjoyed that. You know, I like to bring variety. So yeah, I like to spice things up. So if this is something that you like, if you love books by Black authors, if you like books with Black characters, if you like interracial romance or multicultural romance, if you are a BWWM reader, you are going to enjoy these books if you have not read them yet. And if I've mentioned books that you have read that I like, that you didn't like, make sure and comment down below. If you would like to recommend some books for me to read, make sure and put them in the comment section down below, because you know I would read them. You know, I love multicultural romances. They're always just so entertaining. I love the dynamics of the relationships. I love the issues and the dramas that comes with the relationship. I don't always enjoy simple sweet stories, and I think with you know, multicultural romance, you just get, you know, a little extra something. So if you like this video, if you love romance books, if you're obsessed with romance book like me, if you are addicted to them, if you are passionate about them, if you just like reading them, make sure and subscribe to my channel. So let us get into this video. Okay, first up, I enjoy reading Kita Kendrick's books, like full stop. Period. There's no comma, there's no dash, there's no semicolon, just a full stop. I really enjoy her books. I love her writing. I love her story. I love the steaminess and the spiciness of her books. I just love her story development, and I get all these things again in this book, Roots of the Wicked. Back in May, this book was free on Kindle, so I had an opportunity to get the ebook for free. I bought it, and so I read it, and I absolutely love this book. The story is just so unique. The title of the book, Roots of the Wicked, it sounds a bit misleading, but when you read the story, you're like, whoa, you are blown away. In the story, we meet Chase and Jax. So Jax is black. I think she's mixed with Haitian and Dominican or something like that. And then we have Chase. Chase is white. Now Jax, she owns a software company, like she does like antivirus computing stuff. Like this girl, she's brilliant, she's smart, she is edgy, like she's all piercing and tattoos, so not what you're used to. And then you have Chase. Chase is like a billionaire. He's a CEO of a company and hires Jax's company, you know, to do stuff. But normally Jax, she's more, you know, behind the scene kind of thing, and they needed her to come in. She goes in, and the CEO, Chase, is blown away, and he's instantly attracted to her. However, Jax is not about that life. She doesn't easily give in to Chase. But then you have Jax. She has a lot of trauma. When she was younger, she was like forced into prostitution. Her mother, you see that woman? Her mother, there's a special place for her mother, and we will leave it like that.
Trust me, my pungent friend. You'll get what's coming to you.
What's coming to you?
So Chase has her background, her very traumatizing background. However, she does not let this define who she is. However, things happen, and eventually, you know, these things are revealed to Chase, and it's just really seeing them work through all these things. The fire and passion between Chase and Jax, like, it's all delicious. I absolutely love Jax. how she overcomes all her obstacles and the special relationship that she has with her dad, and just how strong she is as an individual because of what has happened to her. Like, she doesn't have a choice but to be strong. And Chase has never met a woman like Jax, and seeing him come to terms with that and seeing him learn how to cope and how to change the way he approaches Jax, because she gives him a hard time, and I absolutely love that. Roots of the Wicked, check out the ratings on that book. It is a phenomenal read. You are going to love it. So if you're looking for a BWWM, you don't know what to read next, you want something with excitement, you want something with thrill, you want something that will hold your interest, you want something with twists and turns, you want a book where secrets are coming out and secrets are going to be revealed, you want a book where the hero doesn't even know how to handle the heroine because she is all that, then definitely read this book. Like, just read it and comment down below. So I saw this book on Instagram. I'm like, let me be a motivation. You know, the title was very interesting. I'm like, okay, what is this about? But yeah, so I read that. Both characters are black, and I found it quite sweet. It was sweet. It wasn't my typical hardcore, dark, type of books. It was very sweet, and I absolutely enjoyed it. So in this book, we meet Jordan and Amir. So Amir is an NFL football star. He's accustomed to getting women. His attitude towards women literally stinks. Like, he talks to them however he wants because he can get whoever he wants, when he wants them, however he wants them. And they usually just, gives in to him. And he's accustomed to a particular type of woman, but Jordan isn't that. So when we meet Jordan, it's because Jordan is getting married, and then when she's at the altar and when the pastor asks, does anyone object? Someone stands up and say, yes, I object because I'm pregnant with his child and we were married 2 weeks ago. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what? Listen, that is how the book starts. So I'm like, what is Jordan going to do? And they just end up meeting, and they form like this really nice relationship, and they have this really nice chemistry because Jordan is not the typical woman that Amir would fall for or would even hang out with. Like, their personality, it meshes so well, and like you could see it beyond the pages of the book. Like, it's like, wow, like this girl, after what she's been through, she deserved this. And then Amir, he was going through a breakup. So they both met when they had just come out of their relationship. So he just broke up with his girlfriend. Jordan's relationship just ended. And they meet at this really vulnerable point in their life. And they really just click. And both of them are the total opposite of what their partners were. Absolutely love this one. It's just really nice. Sometimes you need a really nice, sweet, relaxing, quick read, and you get that. And things are definitely spicy between the two, but I would say the spice level is more like a 3 out of 5 as opposed to Roots of the Wicked. I would definitely give that 5 out of 5 rating because Jax and Chase, they were off the charts. Jordan and Amir, it was there, but it wasn't at that level. But again, this is like a nice, sweet, fast-paced read. Really, really loved it. Next up, this next book, it was the first book that I read by Amaria Avance, and it's Fearless. That's the name of the book. It's a duet, so there's part 1 and part 2. And this book was surprising. It was surprising. Let me know if you have read that book, Fearless. In this book, we meet Zaria and Vasily, and they come from completely different worlds. Zaria, her father is like a police officer or a police chief, so she's definitely going down the road of like law enforcement. And Vasily, his family is connected to the Russian mob.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
but he is not into that. So he is into sports as an MMA fighter. So how this book starts off, and I loved it, is that Zaria's best friend, she was beaten by her boyfriend. So Zaria storms into this gym all badass, and she's like, yo, who did this? I need to get to you. Da 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 da. She's going on and on because she wants to beat down the guy that beat down on her friend, her best friend. But it so happens that she ended up in the wrong gym, and she went after the scariest individual there and was opposing him, like she was all in his face and whatnot. And she did calm down, and he let her know that, hey, we would look for this person and we would deal with it for you. And like they developed like this really excellent friendship. They had this spark, they had their chemistry. It was really awesome. Fast forward 3 years, they were out of contact due to her being in college. And as soon as like she graduated college, like things just picked up from there, because Wakil was going to be like district attorney kind of thing, and Vasily, he was just into his fighting, trying to not get involved in his family's illegal stuff, his family's business. He wanted no part of it. His sole focus was basically on fighting in the ring. And they just had like a really good relationship, with both of them being very supportive in each other's career, until it's only so long you could fight, right? So only so long you can go without having like serious injuries that could possibly end your career. The story ends on a cliffhanger, so be mindful of that. There was a lot of things going on in this book that made it very interesting, in that you had police relations, you have like the Russian mafia, you had like cultural differences in an African American, and then you had like a Russian. It's like there was so much things with like race, as well as differences within their chosen career, and that made the story so interesting. And there's also some mystery regarding Vasily's dad. So yeah, definitely read this one if you're looking for an interracial sports romance with some mafia aspect to it. Definitely give this one a try, because it's like, what? She have like police relations and you have mafia relations. Like, how is this going to work when it comes to the in-laws? So yeah, definitely check this one out. I have read one other book by this author, Pepper Peace. Everything is Everything, and I absolutely loved it. Everything is Everything was one of my favorite reads of 2020. So now I'm like, okay, I need to read more of her books, and this one did not disappoint. In this book, we meet Tony and Nikki. Now Tony, he is Japanese American, and Nikki is African American. And Nikki's like, she's had bad luck with men. She goes to an interview, she gets a job, and who's her supervisor? Tony. And Tony's like, he liked this thick dark woman. I'm like, yes, Tony, that is what you like.
Oh, behave. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
He's 5'9", and he grew up in a predominantly black community. So it's like he looks one way on the outside, but he's definitely black on the inside. And let me just say, like, Nikki wasn't ready for that. She wasn't trying, or she wasn't looking for anything, but they formed a nice relationship. Although Tony was a supervisor, they formed like a really good relationship. And the thing is, Nikki didn't think that Tony was black enough or man enough. And they go out, and you know what she do? She hook up with a black dude that played her. But Tony was right there. Tony was like, okay, don't worry about that. And he was there supporting her. And they got into a really good thing. They got a really good thing going. And then came the issues with the parents, because Tony's mother keeps setting him up with Japanese girl because she wants Japanese babies. Like, she's all about Japanese grandbabies. So you had like so much going on with Tony's mom, the issue with in terms of Tony being Nikki's supervisor, and on top of all of that, you had the issues with race. And because Nikki, she wasn't too sure about being with Tony, again, because of race, right? Because of his Japanese heritage and whatnot. But things work out. So it's all good. It's all good. This was a really entertaining read. It was fun to read. It was hilarious. And I absolutely loved Tony. Like, I loved Tony more than Nikki. At times she was a bit frustrating, but I just love Tony. Like, yo, he's black. Like, he looked Japanese, but he's black. And I absolutely loved that in this book. Loved it. Loved it. Loved all the drama. Loved all the funny, hilarious parts. Loved the issues with the Japanese grandbabies. Like, love it. Last month, in August, I read Pursued a Beautiful Liar, and this is book 1 in the Beautiful Liar series, and it's written by L.C. Riley. So I came across this book and I was like, okay, let's see. Like, the cover was quite intriguing. I was like, what? So I'm like, just like, you need to read this, because sometimes that's just how stories jump out. If you don't go looking for stories, sometimes stories come looking for you. So I'm like, okay, let me read this book. And in this book, it was quite interesting because I've never read a story with a long distance relationship.
Whoa. Oh, hell no.
Yes. Both the hero and the heroine, they have both been hurt in the past. So Kiva's fiance died, and Ryan, he's like this big CEO, so women are always trying to use him and he doesn't know who to trust, and then he falls in love with them and they hurt him and they just used him. The story begins with Ryan and his ex, I have to say his ex, in this heated argument because he believed that she is cheating on him. Alright, turns out that she kinda was, because she left him for her ex. And then, he decides, what, I just need a break. And he takes a break. He goes to America because he's in England. His company, everything is British. She's there. He goes to America just, to deal with stuff. But, he just needs a break from the situation. He meets Kiva, and like they kind of hit it off in a sense that Kiva, like, he likes Kiva, but he's not like pushy or possessive about it, if you know what I mean. And Kiva is just like, I've been hurt, I'm not looking for anything serious. They form this friendship. They're both like business savvy because she runs her own business and she's looking to expand and just give back to the community. And yeah, so they hit it off and they embark on this relationship. However, Ryan had the idea that it is okay if he tells the truth but not fully tells the truth. So he was lying by omission because of his trust issues and his past relationships and how he was hurt. He decides he will not tell Kiva who he is, and in doing so he would know if she really likes him for who he is. Which is like, okay, you want somebody to love you for who you are, but it turns out that when she discovers, she's really hurt because she's not about games, she's been hurt in the past, she's not about that life, and he turns out and did that. On top of that, he has issues with depression. Turns out that his best friend was like sleeping with the ex-girlfriend who turned up dead, and then he has like mommy issues. His dad ended up passing away. Like, this book had so much of drama. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, this happened and this happened. Everything just like really flowed nicely. It's just like, it was just like one issue to another, and one person being heartbroken, and then this happening and then that happening. It was really good. I'm really looking forward to part 2. The only thing is, like, in this story there's not much steam, there's not much sexual tension. I didn't really get that, and there's not a lot of sexual scenes either. It's really that dialogue and that relationship and conversation between Ryan and Kiva that you really get, and then the issues with the other characters and his friend's betrayal, and then his mother. Oh my god, I want to read more about this woman. His mother, she's devious. she is devious and she don't want no black woman in her family. She doesn't want it, she doesn't want it, she doesn't want it. And I just need to read about it, okay? So those are the books that I have to share with you. I hope you enjoyed them. If you have read any of them, please let me know. If you have not, that is fine. Go out and read them and come back and let me know, because I would love that. If you enjoy my videos with books written by Black authors, make sure and subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and hit that notification bell so you would know when I post a video. And you can also follow me on my different social media accounts, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, as well as, follow me on Goodreads so you know what I read when I read, you know all that good stuff. You could also find out my reviews before I share them on my YouTube channel. So yeah, so make sure and share my video and look out until I post another one.